Hey guys, I'm Marcus with Haggerty's Music, and I'm here to give you some of my favorite travel tips because it is summer and hopefully you're getting out and about with some camping plans, some vacation plans, and going across the country. So, one of the things that I wish I had done is remember my own advice when I traveled. I always tell people, hey, remember to take care of the humidity on your guitar. And I went to Mexico one year and I was all excited the next day. I got my guitar out, I went to play it, and there was enough room between the string and the fretboard you could have flown a plane under it. It was unplayable and I could do nothing about it. There I am in Mexico, there's no dealer. I didn't bring a truss rod tool, which you should absolutely do when you're traveling. And I was hosed. So it was very uncomfortable playing that guitar. I still did. My fingers hurt, couldn't play it as long. So Diodario makes a two-way humidifier pack. This is designed to put humidity back into your guitar or take it out of the case when the humidity's too high. So it lasts about 3 months and then go really crinkly when they go dry, and that's how you know to throw them away. But if I would have had this little $24 box, I wouldn't have had any problems. So when you're camping or traveling, make sure you do this. The other thing is, do not leave your car windows up with your guitar in it in the heat. These should probably be kept between, let's just call it 45 degrees and 75 degrees maybe. Treat it like your dog or your cat, really. Don't water it. That wouldn't be good. But, just make sure that you're not baking it. So when I'm going camping, I know it's going to be hot. I just make sure that the tent flaps are open, or maybe it's in a spot where it's in the shade. And I've never really had any problems, but just be a little bit conscientious of that. They're actually very resilient. I've traveled all around with basically a baby Taylor and a full-size Taylor Grand Symphony, and I have never had any problems on any of my camping excursions. So, down to which guitar you should take. I really like, this one's the easiest. This is a Taylor, baby Taylor. It sounds awesome. It's really small, comes with a great gig bag, and it's probably the easiest to take. It even will fit in the planes leaving our small town of Rapid City. You can put it right in the overhead. So when I travel, my whole deal is I pack a backpack and I use this as my carry-on. It is the easiest. And if I'm going for a longer trip, I just make sure to check a bag. But this is my carry-on. I've never had a problem. It's super easy, very reliable. Everybody's always respectful of it. And so I don't have a horror story to tell. I've been to Mexico, Jamaica, England. I've never had an issue taking this guitar or the GS Mini. They also fit on the overhead in the overhead bin. So that's a little traveling tip. But this guitar sounds and plays great, and even though it doesn't seem like by its size it's something that would be enjoyable, let me tell you, when you're on the beach somewhere or you're at a campsite, it is so fun to play, and people walk up all the time and say, man, I wish I would have brought my guitar. But it's just really fun. So I would encourage you to maybe pick one of these up or something similar if you don't have it. A little bit bigger is the GS Mini, which is probably the #1 selling travel guitar in the world. It has a bigger bottom end than the baby Taylor, and this was purely designed for travel. It's got a little bit heavier duty gig bag that comes with it, so you could probably toss this thing and it'll be fine. And it just has a lot more full sound. Both of these platforms are also great if you have a smaller child in your life that's coming up and they're going to be learning guitar. It's kind of it's a smart thing just to pick one up to both have it to travel and make it easier on somebody to learn guitar. They're very accessible, and my kids all learned on these two type of guitars. And another one that I didn't really think about as a travel guitar until, probably a couple weeks ago. I was playing this Taylor Academy, and one of the reasons I don't actually play my GS Mini more is because of the scale length. I like a full-size scale length. This smaller body, full-size scale, big sound, it makes it more like playing the guitars I play all the time, so it's easier and more enjoyable, and it holds its own on a campfire. But this also comes with a gig bag. It has a little armrest, so it's very comfortable to play, and again, not too cumbersome to travel around. At the price point, with both an Academy 12 or the 12V, you're like sub $800 or sub $600, depending on which model that you buy. And they're just very, very enjoyable. And on a all real wood note, one that really struck me by surprise in its enjoyability is the L00 by Gibson. This has been my favorite body shape in their acoustics for a long time, just because I'm a big Delta Blues fan. But again, really full sound, great sustain, usable across the board in almost any type of, again, vacation situation, campfires, it can hold its own. But the other kind of neat thing about this one is, you know, they put this little, maybe monitor, you call it, in the top so you can hear yourself better. And so sometimes when people are laughing and everybody's out and around the campfire, you can still kind of play quietly and not be obtrusive, and you hear yourself a lot better on this guitar. But the sound is great, the scale length is full size, and you could even go out and gig with this guitar and it would sound amazing. And this one actually comes with a really heavy-duty gig bag too. A little bit bigger gig bag than all the other ones I talked about. That much room isn't a concern. I really would probably pick that one just because I love the blues. Those are some of my favorite guitars. I'm not talking about any carbon fiber guitars today. There's some great ones. Rain Song makes one, Kloss makes one, and they're great. They can hold up to the weather. They are not as inexpensive as any of these guitars. You're generally over the $800 range pretty quickly, and not as environmentally friendly. I mean, just go look up the effects of carbon fiber long term, and you'll see what I mean. A lot of these companies, with their practices of sustainability, are creating these awesome wood-sounding guitars at a lower price point, like that Baby Taylor, a few $100. You can have that and abuse it for probably 20 years, and it's going to be fine. I know because I have one. So my last tip is, in all of your summer activities, try to avoid putting your finger in power tools. It makes it really hard to demo guitars. This happened to be a grinder a couple days ago while I was making my backyard cornhole boards. So, keep it safe out there. Keep your fingers out of power tools. Make sure you bring a guitar on all your gatherings, and, make sure people sing along. So enjoy your summer. Catch you later.